Ever wondered why this shift to the software defined network is still a big challenge? With so many tools in the market now, what is still bothering most of us? And the more important question is, how do you plan your network and make sure it is ready for the future? Welcome to the Broadband Tube, and my name is Akshay Kumar. In this video, we will look at designing the next generation transport network with the Cisco NCS product family. First, let's start with a quick recap of the core transport evolution that's been happening on the one end. And later, we will see the use cases with the Cisco NCS platforms that are specifically built to enable these solutions. I have also left some references in the description below if you like to read more on these concepts. Let's get started. I don't know if you have been following this, but there has been a challenge to build an intelligent transport network for a while now. There are way too many choices of protocols in the control and data plane that makes the process complex and time consuming, especially when it's done manually. Whether you are a large enterprise that's spread across different cities trying to interconnect each of your departments, maybe HR, sales, support engineers, and you would like to run some layer 2, layer 3 services to get them connected securely. Or maybe you are in the service provider business providing cable and mobile services to your subscribers with video, voice, and simple data services with end-to-end service provisioning. In either case, there is a high demand for end-to-end service provisioning that runs across multiple domains. It's access and aggregation, the core network, and the data center domains. Each of these domains have different choices of protocols and solutions operating in complete isolation, and there is a lot of effort required to stitch them. As long as these complexities lies in the underlay and the service provisioning process, the SDN by itself cannot be effective. The key is to deploy solutions that are built from the ground up with programmability in mind. We need to make a simple transport layer that is agile and programmable, which makes it easy to spin up new services. Cisco has always been in the front end introducing new solutions, working with customers globally. The evolved programmable network solutions, which were rolled out with the IGP, MPLS, and BGP protocols in 2012 timeframe, is still successfully being deployed by many operators worldwide. With this new 5G evolution bringing more business-to-business opportunities, now there are more parallels in the design thinking of service providers and large enterprise designers. Both are looking for optimization to roll out new services in a short span. The recent Cisco Converged SDN solution precisely addresses this challenge by reducing the complexity of running too many protocols and also by making the network more programmable. Let's look at this evolution a little closer. We can start with the data plane, and for this we could reuse the same MPLS data plane, which is the most popular and proven solution to build a customer agnostic core transport network. We then start our optimization for the transport protocols. The transport protocols are required to build the underlay infrastructure. Here again, we can reuse the existing IGP protocols such as OSPF or ISIS. Further, for building MPLS data plane, we need the LDP signaling, which can be eliminated again with a simple extension to this IGP protocols, and this is the solution we often refer to as segment routing. To ensure the high bandwidth or the low latency requirements for the applications, we cannot simply rely on these IGP protocols network discovery alone. We need to have a mechanism to carve specific path to address the network high availability, security, and resiliency all the way. To enable these network traffic engineering and fast reroute solutions that we just described, so far we needed additional protocols such as resource reservations with the RSVPTE, which also required to touch every single device in the core hop by hop on the traffic path every time we provision a new path. Additional BGP based signaling is also needed if the end-to-end path needs to be constructed across multiple domains. With the segment routing extensions, to the IGP, the path computation controller that overlooks the end-to-end network, we can get rid of all these additional overheads. For the first time, all these special services can be deployed while operating the core infrastructure in a stateless manner, thereby reducing the amount of time for service provisioning from several months to few hours, if not few minutes. On the same lines, the BGP EVPN framework provides a simpler way to provision Layer 3 and Layer 2 services. Unlike traditional approach to use too many signaling protocols such as targeted LDP, BGP, etc. to maintain services, EVPN just uses a single protocol with which now we can provision point-to-point, point-to-multipoint, other multipoint carrier Ethernet services as defined by the Metro Ethernet Forum. The EVPN also enables newer capabilities such as multi-homing, which was not possible before. This simplification of the underlay and the overlay protocol stack that are also agile and programmable simplifies our end-to-end service provisioning, whether it's intra-domain or inter-domain. So far, we saw how the core transport architecture has evolved to the Cisco Converge SDN solution. No matter where you are in this journey, it is critical to choose the right platforms that fits well both with your existing solutions and also keeping in mind that it must work seamlessly in future. Cisco introduced the NCS 5500 product family about 4 years ago. With this high-scale routing features and deep buffers, this platform was built with the readiness for the architectural transformations that we previously discussed. With the NCS product family and the power of IOS XR, Cisco became one of the first vendors to provide the service provider class solutions on a merchant silicon. The NCS product family has expanded quite a bit over the years. We also have now the NCS 540, the NCS 560s running the same Broadcom ASICs with the IOS XR operating system to enable the service provider access and aggregation services. The NCS 5500 series itself is a family of routing platforms including the fixed and modular chassis that are based on the Broadcom Jericho, Qumran MX or the Jericho Plus ASICs. The recent addition to this product family is the J2 ASIC based or the J2C ASIC based line cards and platforms. The NCS platform has higher port density, high performance, forwarding capabilities, low jitter, low power consumption at a very cost effective price point. The NCS 5500 series offers industry-leading density for routed 110 40 gig and also 100 and 400 gig high-scale WAN aggregation, core and peering solutions. Thanks to this high routing table and deep buffers, the NCS 540, 560 and the NCS 5500 are all designed to efficiently scale in support for the data center, large enterprise, web, or service provider WAN and aggregation network. The service provider networks are often unique and bigger. They need to accommodate different types of traffic like video, voice, mobile, and internet traffic simultaneously. The service provider networks, for this reason, are often modular in design. And this modularity is on the service provider core transport network, which lies in the path between the service or content providers and the end users. The core network will use the multi-protocol label switching or MPLS and the supporting technologies to guarantee sufficient bandwidth and network high availability. The MPLS itself enables service providers to provide the traditional services with the same functionality equivalent that was earlier available for the telcos, such as the internet access that they could do, or the ATM and frame relay based solutions can be now replaced with the layer 3 VPN or the MPLS VPNs, or also they could attain the similar functionalities with the L2 VPNs, or the SONET SDH can be implemented using DWDM, or again with the same QoS characteristics can now be deployed using layer 2 MPLS VPNs. Thus, the new MPLS enabled data plane is able to provide the telcos the same set of services that was traditionally available. As we could see here in this diagram, The NCS 500s are available in different form factors which are well suited for the access and pre-aggregation, offering high port density and advanced features, bringing the power of iOS XR in the access. Depending on the use cases required, we could support Class C timing, BGP based Ethernet VPN services, also conformal coating for deploying in special environment conditions. The NCS 560 complements the NCS 540 form factors as a pre-aggregation platform or also as a small form factor for provider edge. The NCS 5500 with the high routing capacity and buffers can be well positioned as a provider edge or the Ingress LSR label switch routers or also as core label switch routers. It is important to remember that this exact same network design with the NCS 5500 and the NCS 500 is well suited and can be reused across different phases of the network transition that we earlier described. It could either be the IP NGN model using just the LDP and the IGPs with different domains, or the unified MPLS, which is the next phase, using the BGP labeled unicast for interconnecting multiple domains, or the latest design with the Converge SDN that is completely based on segment routing and the PCE controllers to interconnect multiple domains, thus providing long-term investment protection while offering higher capabilities. Unlike the service provider networks, the enterprise networks are structured a little differently to cater more east-west traffic across the network. The enterprise can be spread across multiple cities, or at some times it could even be globally spread across different countries. The large enterprises in these cases often get some layer 1 lease line solutions from other service providers in different regions, and they try to interconnect their regional corporate sites and also their brand sites via internet over different VPN technologies. There are multiple applications within the enterprise that demand high bandwidth and low latency path across the network. And there is also a requirement to make sure the traffic is well segmented and secured based on the applications. With the NCS 500 based simple customer premise equipments acting as WAN routers, we could bring the advanced MPLS services much closer to the user sites, giving the ability to segment routes for specific applications and user base. Also, individual layer 3 and layer 2 services can be deployed while using a common core that is built based on the NCS 5500, either a fixed or a modular form factor based on the 1 gig, 10 gig or the 100 gig port requirements, and also the high throughput requirements for the applications. In this video so far, we saw how the core transport technology has been evolving to become more agile and programmable. And we also looked at a sample service provider and enterprise core network and how Cisco NCS products can fit in various parts of the network to help with this evolution journey. In our next videos, we will talk about the core transport solutions little more, the problems and the use cases, and also look at the implementations that is possible with the Cisco NCS product family. See you next time. Until then, take care and stay safe.